Welcome to Set Sail for June 22nd. We are looking at Proverbs 30 and 31 today, and we thought we would share as women what God has shown us through it. So we'll start with chapter 30. We see that this is written by a man who says he has no wisdom. He's weary, and he's just trying to put things together and figuring out how can we see his wisdom in creation and in the world around us and in relationships. Anybody have thoughts on this chapter?
Well, I really think the verse that stands out to me in this chapter is verse 5, which says, every word of God is tested. He's a shield to those who take refuge in him. I love the imagery of a shield because it's a protection around us. So if we are in God's word and treasuring it, his word does surround us and cause us to have that protection in life and purpose.
I love the beginning where he's just worn out, weary and worn out, too stupid to be a man, has no understanding, no wisdom, and then it just goes straight into who the Lord is, reminding us that we are nothing without him. We have to have his help.
We all need him desperately. Sometimes we forget. We try to do it on our own. We saw that in Job, I think you had mentioned earlier. Coming to realize what truly matters is knowing him.
Getting our eyes back to where they need to be focused.
Yeah.
Off of our lists and looking at more of the grace of God that we're going to fail over and over again. And that's okay because he's in control. You don't have to worry about being absolutely perfect. Always should strive to do our best. We're humans, so we're going to fail. And that's why he's there.
And well, he's given us his word so that we've got this to go back to and be reminded of who he is and who we are.
Because it's a cycle, right? We don't fail once. And it picks us back up. We continue.
Over and over and over again. Truly.
That's what you talked about. We're thinking about just the journey that we're on in this life and how he is training and teaching us as we go.
Well, what about chapter 31? Last chapter of the book. We've almost finished another book and are reading through. Do you want to share?
Yes. This ending chapter of the book is considered the epilogue, the book of Proverbs. So as we think about that, how does it compare to the prologue of the book? So if we look at the prologue, that would be chapter 1 through 7, basically. And so if we can kind of look there, we see a very important verse that is in verse 7, 1 verse 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and instruction. And so how does it compare? If we look at the prologue and the epilogue, what are we seeing now in the epilogue? What we're being introduced to in the beginning, in the prologue, was the concept of wisdom and what that is for us, that God needs us to have wisdom and fear of him, and he will give us wisdom. So what are we seeing now in the epilogue? Have any thoughts on that? We're seeing a way to see that wisdom being played out. We've gone through the entire book of Proverbs, and we've talked about many, many ways that wisdom looks in our lives in practical ways. So now we're looking in this chapter, especially the latter 22 verses 10 through 31. We're seeing this excellent wife, the virtuous woman. So we're looking there as a way this woman is playing out the practical ways that wisdom looks in life.
I like that it points out specifically that over and over and over, she always starts with the Lord. She doesn't have her checklist of things necessarily that she's trying to do throughout the day. She's just trying to honor the Lord and invest in that. And then everything else just falls into place.
That really is the foundation, is honoring him, fearing him for our days and for our life. This just starts there. And I think we've seen that too throughout the book of Proverbs, that this has all been compiled with the understanding that we're getting wisdom from God. It's not just from our experience or some person here or there. It all originates in God. And so we have to come to him to have that wisdom to live it out.
Do you feel like this woman is a personification then of wisdom?
I think there's a comparison between the two. More precious than jewels. Back in chapter 3, he talks about wisdom being more precious than jewels. Exact word in a lot of it. And then the descriptions of seeking and working willingly and gathering it. Back to the ant that, back to chapter 3, not withholding good, opening her mouth with wisdom. Back to chapter 2, the Lord gives wisdom. And from his mouth, knowledge and understanding. She is clearly, what did you say before about her character? She's building character along her journey, gaining wisdom.
So it's much less of a checklist for women and more so a way of seeing godly character being developed through wisdom.
It's really a tribute to women, to how God created us to be, and how we can flourish in being fully who he's gifted us to be. I see such variety in her work or her calling or whatever. There's creativity, there's being industrious, there's discipline, and we have to learn all these things over time. But we see that that's what actually this chapter was written by a queen, a mother of Lemuel, could have been Solomon, who is going to become a king. And she's saying, this is what you look for in wife. And you were sharing earlier about how they learned this passage.
Yes, I read something about the Jewish culture and the way the passage is used. It's the men who actually memorize these verses from 10 to 31. And they use those verses to sing a praise song to the women in their life. And it's usually every week on the Sabbath as a way to honor them in the work of their hands. They sing this song to them. And so I think it's really important for us to realize that the men, this is something they're looking at as a benefit to them. So when we think about how is a husband benefited by the virtuous as an excellent wife, how is he benefited? And so when I looked into some of those things, I think that as we look here, we see that truly she's trustworthy.
Yes.
And she keeps his secrets if he has those. He can trust her. He knows she's not going to, do anything to harm him. She gives him good. So these are all things that as we look through what this mother is telling her son to search for in a wife, that he would want to incorporate into praising her. So that's part of it. And then also the fact that I also learned that women will use this phrase, the excellent wife, to encourage one another, because the words there in Hebrew actually mean woman of valor. And so that courageous woman who gives all of her heart and soul, and she's brave, she's bold, she's capable. It's sort of reminiscent of what we learned in David's life, and we have the men of valor that were around him. They will encourage one another with those words, because it also helps them to be encouraged in their life journey and the things that they're facing. Sometimes they're hard things as the woman that you face. And that's a good way to encourage one another. We can do this with the Lord's help and as a woman of excellence in him.
And that's actually how we built this character, right? Through all of our hardships.
Yeah, it's hardships.
When you turn and give the Lord all those broken pieces, then he does build in you a deeper love for him and trust in him. Yeah. So have there been women in your life that have encouraged you? Maybe not said woman of valor, but in essence encouraged you in some way?
Rosalinda was big in at a certain point in mine and in Rachel's life. Mine was right before I had Jesse, and she just reminded me of, we make all these checklists and we think we have to be perfect, but we forget a lot of times the grace that comes with it, that we're going to fail. We can't be perfect mothers or wives or even just perfect with our friends and everything, but that God is that enough for us, and that we don't have to worry. There's a reason why the Bible says not to worry.
Repeatedly.
Yes, a lot.
You knew we needed to remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So grace, she encouraged you with.
Mm-hmm.
But then there also is encouragement in seeing that growth through the hard and learning all the skills it takes to raise a family, to honor your husband. Encouragement in that too.
We touched on that earlier, talking about this woman that it's talking about was not at the beginning of her journey. This is when her kids are older and they're able to talk about how much they honor her and everything. And so she has had a lot of wisdom already that she has probably gone through and learned. It's kind of more towards the latter part of your journey.
I feel like the older I get, the better my vision is, the more open it is rather than just a narrow magnifying glass. You can look back and see there.
Perspective changes.
Was there a verse that spoke to me and you? I'll share mine. You think about that. Verse 25. Strength and dignity are her clothing, and she smiles at the future. That concept is what I think of my mentor, my aunt. Enjoyment and fun in her life. She always was a good listener, and then she could point people, especially to see that God was in control. He will direct us, and that we can have joy for the future. We don't have to worry about it. She did smile at the future. I did see that in her. And I feel that I can continue toward that goal, because worry and anxiety have no place when we have the Lord. We can give those things to Him and trust that He is going to carry them and give us a journey.
So true.
I have a comparison with that verse 21 back to chapter 1, verse 33. He says, "Whoever listens to me will dwell secure and will be at ease without dread of disaster."
Oh, that's good.
Peace, regardless of the circumstance. Yeah. Because He is our base.
If you think of that clothing, of this strength and dignity, is the godly character that He's developing in us as we embrace His word and His wisdom. And I think we can find out that the Hebrew words here for woman of excellence is the same word that are used for the wives of noble character. Today I bring up just this concept of Ruth, and in Ruth 3:11, Boaz is speaking to Ruth at the threshing floor when she comes to him, and it says, "And now, my daughter, do not fear. I will do for you whatever you ask, and for all my people in the city know that you are a woman of excellence," or a woman of noble character in Proverbs 31. And so that idea is carried over into Ruth's life. She was not a wife. She was not a woman who had started a business. She was gleaning the grain in the fields, So she was not the things that we're seeing in Proverbs 31, but yet she carried the same title as a woman of excellence and a woman of valor. So courage. I think that Boaz and the entire community could see in her that she had the godly character. I think that's a wonderful connection.
It is, and it says she works with willing hands, and oftentimes that's all we have is willing hands.
And a willingness to do it.
Never use
Whatever.
God in front of us for that
Exactly.
season.
Exactly.
Easy or hard.
Beautiful.
I like how it mentions where you were talking about that she works with eager hands. It also says that her hands are strong for her tasks, for what she does. So it kind of reminds us as women that we have our strong suits. You know, the world pushes very much that women can do what men do and stuff like that. But that puts it into perspective for us that we were made to be a helper, and it's not a small thing.
Not at all.
Mm-hmm. He gave us the strength to do what we were made to do.
And we can offer things as women that truly do help the men and our families and those around us. That is our calling as a helper. And like you said, it isn't a small thing. In fact, that word, when God called Eve to be Adam's helpmate, is the same word that's used of God himself helping us. So not lifting us up there, but it does elevate that this is a valuable role that we play, so that we live. You see that she's a giver. She sees the needs around her and helps, whether it's the people in her home or strangers in need. She's got a heart that's charitable, wanting to give. That's something that gets developed over time. I remember when my girls were young, I wanted them to look beyond just what they wanted, be a blessing to others. So we would go to the nursing home. They had a snack time for the residents, and they got to push the cart and give the drink and the snack to the people there. And we called it our Fanafi time. Find a need and fill it. Just learning to look at others instead of our own. And that's one of the big privileges we get to do as wives, as moms, is teach our children these qualities as well. They're going to see them, and they're going to learn quicker from seeing us live it out than hearing us tell them they need to be. And for us, I think those models of godly women around us looking for that and continuing to learn. You know, I still have so much to learn about being this kind of a woman. It's like the more you were talking about your vision expands, the more you see of who God is, the more I realize how much more I need him.
That is very true. The more we live on this earth, the more we learn. Wow. And God is so good to do that. Yes. I really want to bring out verse 30. Is deceitful and beauty is vain. But a woman who fears the Lord, she shall be praised. And so sometimes that phrase, fears the Lord, it's big, and I don't know exactly what that looks like. Honestly, I think this passage is showing us what those characteristics, those godly characteristics, get the inner strength, the ability to be at peace and calm, content, compassionate toward others, loving, and honoring your husband in this case, honoring of other people and respecting as well. So this beauty that comes to this woman is not necessarily external. It's not that God is not interested in that. It gives women beauty, but the inner beauty is what He's so much needs to develop in us. I like the way this ends that way, because that is the woman who will be praised. All the other things, all the external adornments really have very little meaning in life. So if you look at what we've accomplished has very little meaning as well. So Lord, changing our hearts and to honor Him and to glorify Him in all that we do. It's really God.
Well said. Well said.
Back to chapter 3, verse 18. Talking about wisdom, the tree of life to those who lay hold of it, those who hold her faster.
Yes. So all through this book, we've seen choices where we can choose foolishness or wisdom, peace or anger, all of those contrasts. It would be a takeaway or a handle in Proverbs for you personally. If the book comes to mind, what's the first thing you think of? that it tells us or teaches us.
I think it would have to be the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom to me.
Yes.
That's the most theme for me of this book.
It's a starting point and it's a end point. Bottom line. Well, thank you for joining us today. And please share in the comments your insights or your thoughts about these chapters. We appreciate you and we'll look forward to the next time.